Hello and welcome back to Jet Set Radio. We're now at chapter 2 called Combo and Cube. You'll know what that is in a sec. But right now we just got in.
Are we comboing ourselves into a GameCube?
No, you'll find out later. We're gonna check
Morty,
out all
Morty,
the
I turned
graffiti
myself
that I
into a
just got.
GameCube.
We're gonna check out all the graffiti that we got so far. And all that nice.
Alright.
So anyway, you were saying?
I was doing a pretty awful Rick impression from Rick and Morty, saying that I turned myself into a GameCube.
I mean, I'd rather a GameCube than a Wii U.
I mean,
GameCube Victor.
I mean, hey, a modded Wii U can play GameCube games. It's kind of a bit problematic that you need to mod your Wii U, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot of development that goes into it for a feature that for a lot of people will be kind of throwaway. So, if I recall correctly, Jet Set Radio Future had a feature where you can have like custom tags. Did this game allow something of the sorts?
Originally, no. It was, but you can make your own graffiti, which I didn't showcase here, sadly. But you could make your own graffiti in both games, but like it's only this game officially that where you can like modify it to where you can have any like JPEG be graffiti.
Yeah.
And with Future, it's a whole lot different. Different with consoles, anyway. It's possible to do it on consoles, but it's harder to do on consoles. You've just got to have a modified. You have to have a modified Xbox to get.
Well, I mean,
I think you can also transfer images onto Future.
Well, with the modded Xbox, you can, yeah.
I do know that out of the box, the original Xbox is probably the most open platform, at least until the Xbox One got like a whole bunch of updates. But even then, I think it's kind of strange how, you know, back then you could rip a CD to your console. I remember doing that a lot on the gladiator fights in Sport Champions on the PS3, but it really was most present on the original Xbox. Like all the Grand Theft Auto games allowed you to import your own soundtrack, and to be fair, that is something that the PC version also allowed you to do. But on a PC, oddly enough, I don't think that a lot of people remember that kind of stuff on the PC.
You barely made that. I hate that.
I just barely did not make that, and that time card says it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many tries did this one take you?
That was it. That was literally it. Just a second try.
Oh, okay.
Ah. So it took you less tries, and it took me to get that one awful collectible in Mega Man X.
No, it just felt like you would go, oh come on, man, you know?
Yeah.
You only did one thing.
Yeah, and I did it right at that time.
Also, I find this amusing that we're basically playing as two new characters instead of just using the GGs.
Like I said,
for this
like
challenge.
I said before, the story is really engaging.
Yes, the story is very engaging. That's why I read
It's
very
simple.
fast.
It's simple.
Also, Cube should not be as agile as what they give
In Combo
you.
shouldn't be as agile.
Combo, my bad. Yeah, Combo, my
Yeah,
bad.
it's alright.
He really should not be this agile.
Well,
No,
don't you know?
Because A, he's a big guy. And B, he has that boom box.
Don't underestimate.
Yeah, but
don't underestimate big
yeah,
guys, Ben.
And most importantly, don't underestimate big guys with boomboxes. Believe
Especially.
me, carrying around a boombox makes you very aerodynamic.
Oh yeah.
And it gives you a weapon of mass percussion.
I have yet to see anyone just carry a boombox on their shoulder, and I don't think I ever will. Actually, I know I never will, because that's never a thing.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm very glad that those sorts of people are not there. But I've seen people cycling in circles at like the shopping mall with a big speaker on the back of their bike, and it's the kind of thing that I always really dislike, because it's like, bro, you did not make this music. Why are you riding around forcing people?
Oh, come on! Look at it.
Oh, we were right there.
Forcing people to listen to.
Yeah,
why do these people think that?
Yeah, I was so pissed off that I barely didn't make it, so I was like, fuck this shit. Fuck this, I'm doing it fast. There we go.
But yeah, I really dislike it when people think that they're, like, the music they listen to is hot shit and they feel like everybody needs to listen to. Like, sorry Dave, but nobody cares about what kind of pumping beats you've got in your playlist. And the only thing you're doing is disrupting the public order. But do they care about that? No. I also feel like the one thing that makes it even worse is that the shopping mall in question is like right next to the police station.
Grind City.
Guys, we don't need to be dancing.
My name's Combo.
There's never a time to not dance.
It's a little far from Tokyo.
Well, I mean, considering how much you guys dislike the minigame, I guess racing Yakuza 0.
Till recently, that is. Someone been going around ugly signs all over Grind City.
I only said I don't like it. Don't like that particular one. I'm perfectly fine with rhythm games.
Yeah, yeah. Just said a lot of rhythm games we can't really play for this channel because of copyright.
And on top of that, coins.
Yeah. That, and a lot of the times rhythm games don't really have a lot of meat on their bones. Like Persona 4 Dancing All Night has a story, but then Persona 3 and 5 Dancing were just like, yeah,
or just
here's the game with occasional story sprinkled.
3 and 5 are literally just, hey, why do you get to dance, big sister? We want to dance.
It's literally.
That's literally the story. It's literally Elizabeth and the Brats, because it's not their combined form. It's not Lavenza. It's the Brats.
Yeah, Caroline and Justine.
And just getting pissy that Margaret got to dance.
It's the Bratz line of dolls.
Although the 3-story one, there is a fan theory that is really, really sad, but I can actually get down with it.
Okay, here I'm actually choosing my new graffitis patterns.
And I'm also not saying it because it involves spoilers for Persona 3.
Indeed. Does it have to do with Door?
I'll message you it, Victor.
But the real question is, or the answer to that, I mean, is.
Yeah. Now the story is very simple. Sega wanted money, so Sega made Persona 3 and 5 Dancing. And a lot of people say that they brought over 3 because they were sitting on the soundtrack with nothing to do with it, and because I want to experiment with like higher quality models for the characters, which I don't think they end up using for Reload, but I could be mistaken on that.
I wanted to make sure that the music playing wasn't like Rob Zombie's Dragula. Yes. Yes, because that song is an actual song in Jet Set Radio.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that song was in a lot of video games, dude.
Yeah,
a lot of video games in the 5th generation.
And in Matrix.
Oh yeah, because Rob Zombie is like Rob Zombie is the Matrix. That makes no sense.
Yeah, the only music I remember from the Matrix was that lobby theme. The one that I feel like most people are associated with the Matrix. And also, Ben, just to get this out of the way, yeah, that's kind of my headcanon as well.
Good.
See this. Oh, never mind.
Again, I will not be saying because the theory contains spoilers for Persona 3.
Yeah.
Or is it 3 or Sona?
Hey Ben, when are you going to play Persona 3?
You're the one playing 3.
Who said
Who said Ben was
playing 3?
I did. Just now.
You're wrong. Because you're wrong, dude.
I'm playing 4. You said you're taking.
I'm taking 5, the easiest one. Which the
overrated one.
But the easiest one. So fuck it. Somebody has to do for a 5.
That would have been hilarious if you had failed. If you sailed right over the thing.
I mean, if I just didn't make it.
Just sailed right over it. Like you had too much air.
That was also Combo having an indigestion on that rail right there.
Also, just to play with my cards open. Yeah, I am the one who called Persona 3. But it kind of depends on a bunch of things. First of all, how we're going to be doing RPGs like that, if we're gonna even end up doing them, which version of the game will I be playing, and will it be like New Game Plus, and if it is,
I mean, to be fair, when I do Persona 4, I'm doing New Game Plus.
Yeah, I would be tempted to do the same thing, but the problem with Persona 3 Reload in particular is that, and I think I've already mentioned this to you, but Persona 3 Reload, New Game Plus, the main protagonist literally keeps your level. So if you grind it all the way to level 99, you're 99 from the word go. Oddly enough, the Mega Ultimate Difficulty, I forgot what it's called for.
Merciless.
Yeah, the Merciless difficulty. That one has some very tight restrictions on New Game Plus. So I think the only thing you take is your the little souvenirs your friends give you when you reach level 10 with them. You don't even keep your social stats, which is kind of the one thing that I want to take with me for New Game Plus.
Yeah, that if nothing else, keep the social stats.
Yeah. Because make no mistake, it is absolutely.
How did you miss that?
I have no idea. Look.
Like you literally, you were literally inside it.
No, I was just above it. I was just below it, beneath it. I wasn't through it. If I was through it, I would have collected it.
Yeah, I hate. That's why I kind of hate collectibles in this type of stuff.
In
because some of the. Basically, you need to be at a specific angle. Yeah, there we go. Specific angles and stuff, and it's like, oh, you were basically barely in the thing, but we're not gonna give it to you.
Wonky hit detection.
Yeah, wonky hit detection.
That's fair. I'm just kind of weirdly used to wonky hit detection in games because I've played a lot of I played a lot of PS1 games and they were all and a lot of them are pretty shit in their own special ways, and I kind of learned to adapt because
I feel that.
Even though because I knew it wasn't just me. I know it would be my first time playing games. I know I'm not that bad at playing games, and I knew it. Or maybe that's a lie. I don't know. I don't remember. Fuck. Anyway.
Yeah. One other thing I do want to add to the Persona 3 thing as well. You know what's another thing that Persona 3 Reload doesn't allow you to to New Game Plus if you're playing the game on merciless difficulty, the compendium. And that's kind of the main reason why I only played.
That's another thing that should be kept.
Yeah, because I spent 2 maybe 3 hours in total 100% completing the compendium, and I don't feel like listening to the poem of the I forgot what the poem of the Everyone's Soul for another fucking minute. Like the only way nowadays I can appreciate listening to that song is a Persona 4 remix, the one where I think it's the theme for Margaret's stage.
They may be dangerous, but we can't let them take over. It's time to throw a little spray paint party and see if they come and try.
Also, I wanted to make a joke about that one last enemy whipping you, but I feel it might have been way too bad.
What? Would it be a Quagmire joke?
No. It would have been about the fact that SNK would the Saudi Arabian prince made SNK add that one soccer player to City of the Wolves.
Oh well.
Wait, is that
City of the Wolves.
is that real?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, they added a soccer player.
Or football player.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, the same one from the one video game.
I don't think that. No. You're talking about Ronaldinho, and that's a wrong hack.
Yeah.
But Ronaldinho and Ronaldo are not the same.
Ronaldinho saucer.
Anyway, and a DJ that looks like Maximilian Dude.
Ah.
Yeah.
Jesus, they lunge at you there.
These guys are relentless.
It looks really creepy when you're playing as Cube. It's like, oh my god.
I mean, yeah.
Well, actually, you're going to encounter these guys when you play as the rest of the GGs, right?
I plan on playing one of them at least once.
Yeah, when you deal with them with Cube and Gum, well, any of the female characters, it looks really creepy when they latch onto you.
Kinda.
It also doesn't help that Cube has that goth aesthetic to her.
I mean,
which, some people are into it.
It was the 2000s.
Yeah.
And it's at a time when this kind of behavior was less restrictive. Very lenient. Shh. So we can't really blame the game for having that in retrospect, because nobody would have known, so...
Yeah, and besides, the game's all about self-expression anyway, right?
Yeah. While vandalizing public property in the process.
Yeah, but it's fun because it's in a dystopian setting.
It is somewhat dystopian. Well, I mean, kind of is dystopian in a way. But not in the reasons you may think it is. I don't know how that happened.
That was quite shocking.
It was.
Those shockwaves should not be going through the wall. Concrete.
I mean, what's attached to the concrete on the slabs is like electric wire. It's metal.
Yeah, but I don't think that even with the electric wire, it would travel like that. Those really should have been metallic.
I think it is. Ben, they are metallic.
Well, Ben, you have to realize this game takes place in Japan, and electricity works different in Japan.
No, it takes place in Japan.
Japan, how about you get out of your Japanties? Am I right, lads?
I guess you're gonna miss the Japan panty raid.
Those are not the kind of jokes I usually make on this channel, are they?
Oh, don't worry, SpongeBob.
No.
Don't worry, SpongeBob beat you to it.
outperved by the sponge.
It's computer smile film up there. You see that? That's just. I thought that was a movie theater for a second, but it isn't. What's next to it is a fucking movie theater. But it said like Smile, and Smile is a movie. That just reminded me of that movie. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I remember in October last year, Twitch was like bombarding me with advertisements for the sequel to that movie. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of movies out there where the more I see advertisements for them, the less interested I'm getting. I also remember Kraven the Hunter being pushed a lot, and like
To be fair, at least for Kraven, that's Sony.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
but at least it also has a more of a right to be advertised everywhere than fucking Smile.
Yeah,
although
I'm trying to remember, but
from what I hear, Smile is actually not that bad.
I'm trying to remember, but was Kraven the Hunter another one of those Morbius kind of situations?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. Sony's. We don't have Spider-Man, but we could do his villains.
We could turn it into the Justice League, but with Spidey villain. We could make it the Sinister Six movie cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Make it like a whole Suicide Squad thing. But yeah, look how that turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from what I understand,
And now Marvel owns the rights to doing the villains again.
Although with Sony's track record of that, I doubt they're gonna do another one.
Not right now.
So then Kraven really was
Which is why we have a rumor that Brand New Day will have Mr. Negative.
Interesting.
But wait. So then Kraven the Hunter is the last Marvel movie that Sony made?
No. Whoa.
Yep.
Not the last. It's like.
Yeah, not the last.
It's just
They might be doing another one.
All right. Yeah, I always felt.
You never know with Hollywood. I mean, hell, we're getting a sequel to the Facebook movie.
We're getting a sequel to the Social Network.
Yep.
I think I've actually seen that one
today.
What's it called? The Social Networks.
The social network, yeah.
Social Network 2.
So then, what's it following up on? Because the social network already kind of went to the.
Maybe the acquisition of Instagram and the creation of Threads. I don't know.
No, being honest, I kind of feel like if they were to do such a thing, they're probably going to. Sorry, I kind of got distracted by that SegaNet advertisement there. Good days. No, I kind of feel like they would do like social media responsibilities. So like all the abuse taking place on Facebook with people trying to like put fake news on there and how people have been manipulated by advertisements or malicious practices on Facebook. I kind of feel like that would be an interesting way to take it, but
that's kind of it's also deep.
I also feel like if they were to do that, Facebook would go down hard on them. Furthermore, I kind of feel like that's already been done. There's this amazing movie on Netflix called The Social Dilemma, which kind of goes into conspiracies around COVID-19 and some other stuff.
That's
the kind of thing I would subscribe to Netflix for, but if you have Netflix, go watch it. It's pretty good.
Apparently, according to someone who hasn't watched it.
Is all of this their doing?
Yeah.
Is anything strange going on in Tokyo?
You should totally trust someone who hasn't seen this thing, seen it.
Talking about. Yeah, I'm sort of one track mind.
Don't do that.
Can you imagine how weird it is that we're living in a climate where people are recommending each other movies that they haven't seen? Like, oh yeah, Pulp Fiction is one of the best movies out there. By the way, I still haven't seen it. I'm trying to work on
I
it.
still need to see Pulp Fiction. I still need to see Pulp Fiction.
Okay, here's...
That's one of the movies that's on my I need to see list.
Okay, here's the problem. I have Pulp Fiction. I've got a 4K Blu-ray on it, but it's one of those 4K Blu-rays I held out on watching until I got a 4K Blu-ray player that can do Dolby Vision. Because for some fucking reason, the Xbox Series X cannot do Dolby Vision Blu-rays. It can do Dolby Vision streaming, but it cannot do Dolby Vision 4K Blu-rays. And the PS5 can asterisk do 4K Blu-ray Dolby Vision, but only on eligible Sony Bravia TVs. And I have an LG OLED because LG OLEDs, as everybody knows, are better.
Thanks, Sony. Being so like restrictive and shit.
But yeah, I've got a unit on my in my eyes, but the problem is that's the kind of unit that costs $250, and do I really want to pay that just to get just to have a better watching experience with some movies? Yes, I do actually, but I also think it's ridiculous how you know there's the whole licensing issue with Dolby when I'm like, look guys, I'm already paying $30 for one single Blu-ray. Couldn't you just put the price of the license in the data carrier itself?
You're better off just
I
buying...
I think that's how Dolby Atmos works.
You're better off just buying like movies from the Criterion Collection. And those are pricey as shit. But at least they have...
that is not a rabbit hole I'm willing to dive into.
Well, I collect physical media since like 2006, so I'm coming on 20 years. God damn, I'm old.
Yep, and every 60 minutes, an hour passes.
And every 24 hours passes, a day happens.